Welcome to the deep dive. You send us the sources, we dig in and pull out what really matters.
That's the idea.
So today, we're diving into something I think a lot of people are curious about. Making TikTok videos that, actually connect. We've got this article, 10 TikTok script ideas for engagement.
A very relevant topic. TikTok's crowded.
Totally. It's tough to stand out. Oh, and speaking of getting noticed, if you're looking to, give your social media profiles a bit of a kickstart, you might want to check out rapidboost.net. Just throwing that out there.
It's a good tip.
But yeah, our main mission today is really to cut through all that noise on TikTok. We want to find those scripting techniques that can actually boost your engagement, help you grow.
Right, actionable stuff.
Yeah.
Because those first few seconds, they're everything. The article calls it the instant hook challenge.
Yeah, that really caught my eye. It's so true, isn't it? You have milliseconds to grab someone.
Exactly. That constant scroll means your window is incredibly small. You have to make them stop.
So the article gives examples like, you won't believe what happened when I combined these two everyday items.
Oh.
Or, here's what nobody tells you about going freelance. Pretty punchy.
They work because they create a curiosity gap, right? Your brain immediately wants the answer. What items? What's the secret about freelancing?
Ah, okay. So it's that little bit of mystery.
Precisely. And it's even better if you frame it around something your audience actually cares about, a problem they have, like phone cords driving you nuts, check this out, instead of something generic.
That makes total sense. It's like a mini cliffhanger right at the start. And the article points out this directly hits watch time, which, as we know, is huge for the TikTok algorithm.
Absolutely crucial. Longer watch time signals that people are engaged, so TikTok shows it to more people. It's a positive feedback loop.
Okay, so you've hooked them. Now what? How do you keep them there? The article moves into storytelling.
Right, but TikTok storytelling is different. It has to be quick, impactful.
Yeah, not long, rambling stories. It talks about relatable narratives, personal anecdotes, but with a universal twist. How did that work?
Well, you start with something specific, something that happened to you, like the example. Spilled coffee on my presentation last Tuesday. Relatable disasters.
Oh, yeah, been there.
But then comes the pivot. But then this happened. That's where you share the twist, the lesson, the unexpected outcome that connects your specific moment to a broader feeling or experience your audience gets.
So it's taking the personal and making it resonate.
Exactly. Find that common thread.
Okay, and I thought this sequence series idea was interesting too. Ending with a cliffhanger. My boss walked in. Should I tell him? For part 2? Classic.
It is classic, but it really taps into that anticipation. If part 1 delivers, people will come back for part 2.
Does it really work on TikTok, though? It moves so fast.
It can, yeah. It encourages follows because people don't want to miss out. But you're right, the payoff needs to be worth it, and you can't wait too long between parts. Keep the momentum going.
Got it. Okay, let's shift gears. Trends. They're massive on TikTok. The article calls it trend hijack scripts.
Which sounds a bit aggressive, maybe.
Maybe. But the idea isn't just copying, right? It's about remixing.
Exactly. Just jumping on a trend looks, well, lazy sometimes. Or inauthentic. The trick is to weave in your expertise, your humor, your angle.
Like the interior designer example using a dance trend to show room makeovers.
Perfect example. They're playing the game, using the popular sounder format, but making it completely relevant to what they do, adding value within the trend.
And there's that stat from Social Insider videos. Using trends get, 87% more engagement on average? That's huge.
It is. But it really highlights that you need to add something. Hijack it, but make it your own. Originality still counts, even within a trend.
Okay, so hooks, stories, trends. What about building a deeper connection? The article brings up transparency.
Yes, building trust. This is where behind the scenes comes in.
Showing the process.
Yeah, showing how you work, your brainstorming, maybe even your workspace. Here's how I brainstorm ideas, and my favorite productivity hack. It makes you human.
It feels less polished, more real. And I like the point about addressing mistakes, too.
Oh, definitely. Being willing to say, yeah, I messed this up, here's what I learned. That builds so much rapport. It shows vulnerability.
It's refreshing, Cuts through the perfection we usually see online.
Totally. People connect with realness. Authenticity fosters loyalty.
All right, what about practical value? Lots of people use TikTok to learn stuff. The article covers delivering value with education, how-tos.
Big category. But the key here is brevity. TikTok isn't the place for long lectures.
Right. Short attention spans.
So think concise, actionable tips, like those 3 quick ways to lists, super digestible, and adding a clear call to action helps.
Save this for later.
Exactly. Makes it easy for people to keep the info. And visuals are key too. Step-by-step guides, like that example, watch me turn this canvas into art in 60 seconds. Seeing is believing, and it's fast.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And they mentioned briefly referencing experience, like after managing $100 in ad spend. Adds credibility without bragging.
Precisely. It provides that quick bit of social proof. Okay, this person knows their stuff.
Cool. Now, making it interactive, sparking conversation, using things like this or that seems almost too simple.
But that's why it works. The barrier to entry is super low. Coffee before work or after, everyone has an opinion they can share instantly.
Low effort, high potential for comments.
Exactly. And those simple choices drive comments, which the algorithm loves. But you need that direct call to action.
Tell me which side you're on in the comments.
Yep. You have to explicitly ask for the interaction sometimes.
Okay, now for something a bit more fun. The power of edutainment. Using skits.
Ah, skip-based scripts. These can be gold.
Yeah, I love those. Like types of customers at a cafe. They're funny because they're relatable.
Totally. Humor and relatability make them super shareable, and cleverly, you can sneak education in there. Well, that cafe skit could subtly teach about customer service, or maybe even like what your coffee order says about your work ethic. You're learning something, but you're being entertained.
Edutainment. Got it. Next up, showing authenticity through contrast. Expectation versus reality.
Oh, these are great. They puncture that myth of online perfection.
So needed. Like the Instagram perfect home office versus my actual work from home setup.
Exactly. Or the fitness coach showing thinking I'll wake up at 5 a.m. versus what actually happens. It's instantly relatable because, let's face it, reality is usually messier.
Makes the creator seem way more down to earth.
Yeah.
And using split screens or quick cuts helps land the joke, right?
Definitely amps up the effect. It's visually engaging.
Okay, here's one I thought was really smart. Turning feedback into content. Using reply-to-comment scripts.
Isn't that great? Instead of just typing a reply, you make a whole video answering a user's question.
Yeah, like great question at username, here's how or showing your editing process because someone asked.
It does two things. Rewards the commenter, making them feel seen, and provides value to everyone else who might have had the same question. Plus, it encourages more comments. Win-win-win.
Creates a really nice community feel. Okay, last big idea. Inspiring action through transformation. Progress scripts.
Yeah, the classic before and after, but for anything, really. Fitness, business growth, skill development.
People love a good transformation story.
They really do. It's motivating. And using concrete numbers helps, like 0 to 10,000 followers using this strategy, or showing growth over 90 days. It makes the transformation tangible.
Like those glow-up videos you see everywhere.
Exactly. That's a whole genre built on this transformation narrative. It's powerful stuff.
Wow. Okay, so that's a lot of scripting ideas. The article finishes with some advice on actually using them, right?
Yeah, the practical side. Knowing your audience is number one. Then things like batch scripting, testing things out, iterating.
And being authentic, tracking your data. Standard stuff, but essential.
Absolutely essential. The ideas are great, but execution and learning from what works for your audience is key.
So I guess the big takeaway is, yeah, TikTok feels spontaneous, but some thoughtful scripting can really make a difference. It helps you break through.
For sure. It's not about being rigid or killing creativity. It's about channeling it effectively, telling better stories, connecting more deeply.
So we definitely encourage you, the listener, to maybe pick one or two of these ideas that resonate, try them out, see what happens.
Yeah, experiment. And maybe think about this. Which of these script types feels like the most authentic way for you to share your unique perspective on TikTok? And how could consistently using even just one or two lead to maybe some unexpected growth or connection, something to chew on?